Hello friends, so we are solving this problem adjacent increasing subarrays detection. So given an array nums of n integers and our task is to find the maximum value of k for which there exist two adjacent subarrays of length k. So each such that the both subarrays are strictly increasing, especially check if there are two subarrays of length k starting at index a and b. So we can understand like this. So for example, this is our nums. Right, so we have to find two adjacent strictly increasing subarrays. So we have to find what could be the maximum length. So for example, let's say we are taking 2 3 4. This is an increasing subarray, right, of size 3. Now if we start from here, this is also an adjacent subarray 3 4 5, right, because k should be common. So 3 size from here and 3 size from here. So this subarray and this subarray both are making size equal to k equal to 3, and both of them are adjacent subarrays that having the increasing value. But can we have a further better value, because k equal to 3 is anyway we have found with two adjacent subarray. So can we check further? Okay, so let's check here. This is 3 4 5 6, right? We found a 4 length subarray, and here also an adjacent there is 7 8 9. Okay, but this is 3 length. So let's say suppose this let me modify a bit. Suppose this guy, this is 20 basically. Consider this is 20. Okay, so now we will, if we try now, we can have this 4 and 4 length, right? We can have this subarray 3 4 5 6 of 4 length, and we can have this 7 8 9 20. Both of them are adjacent, both of them are increasing. And the size here we are finding k equal to 4, which is better than the previous size we found. So in this case, k equal to 4 is the maximum possible value that we can achieve. So this is what we have to do. Now next thing is how to do that. So there are two ways. So two things basically we have to check here. First of all is we have to take care that, hey, is there is there any break of continuity, right? So just like this, like when we were starting from here, we found 2 3 4, this is increasing, but now at this point it is decreasing, right, because 4 is smaller than 3. So we stopped at 2 3 4, and then we started checking from here. Okay, so this is the one way, but there could be the also possibility that we are directly getting, so we will write a method which will give us only the increasing strictly increasing length. So for example, in this case, what is the length? Here total 8 length subarray we have found, a single subarray. So total 8 length, that means we can divide it by 2, right? If we divide it by 2, we will get the two adjacent increasing subarray of size whatever is the length divided by 2, like 4 in this case. So we have to either check that, hey, which is producing more? Is it producing by, if we divide by 2, right? If we divide by 2, then k equal to 4 is the one value. Or if we are finding a value like this, that we got one increasing like 2 3 4 and whatever the other increasing, so whoever is the minimum in them. For example, here this is the increasing of size 3, and here this is the increasing till end, right? So whoever is the minimum here, 3 is the minimum here for this size, so we can take only 3 4 5 from here and 2 3 4 from here. So we have to check these things. This breaking continuity, like this is not increasing hereafter, so we have to check that this one and the half of whatever is the continuously we are getting, that half also would make one answer. So we have to check which one is giving us the maximum value. So let's write the code together so that things would be very clear. So first of all, I would write a method, let's say we are calling it util method, which would be taking this nums array and the start point. So we will in this method we will just check that what is the length of increasing sequence, right? So let's say I'm calling it into start. So what we will do is we will use a for loop to check. So first of all, we have to find that what is the length, the continuity of increment, strictly increment is happening. So let's say we have an int count variable, initially it is equal to 0. Then what we're going to do is we will be starting traversing through this loop, right? So for int I equal to start plus 1. Why I'm taking start plus 1 is because we have to check with the previous step whether it is greater or not, to check the this is strictly increasing stuff. So I equal to start plus 1 and I is less than whatever is the num size, nums dot size, right? And then I would be doing I plus plus, right? So what we're going to do here is we will check that if the nums dot get of I is greater than nums dot get of I minus 1. Basically, if it is greater than the previous step, then what we will do is we will increasing our count, right? So we will write it count plus plus, right? Otherwise, if this condition is not true, if condition is not true, that means the strictly increasing stuff is violated. So what we will do it, otherwise we will break the loop, else break. So once we are coming out of this loop, we will return count plus 1. Why I am returning count plus 1? Because there would be n minus 1 comparison if there are n length strictly increasing stuff, right? Just like you can visualize, for example, if we check here, see here 3 is greater than 2, so count would be 1. 4 is greater than 3, so count would be 2, but actual length is 3, right? So for that reason I am returning here this count plus 1. So this utility method we would be using in our main code. Okay, so here, so let's say we are taking n equal to whatever is the nums dot size, we are taking it here. Then what we will do is we will be writing one while loop, that while, so let's take, we are starting from very first location, so start point initially it would be 0. So while start is less than, while start is while start is less than n, we will use this method, right? So this util method. Okay, so let's say we will check from the very first value that how many increasing steps are there, strictly increasing. So what we will do is we will use util nums and start is initially 0, so we will put it here. Okay, now we will check one more thing is, this is giving, this temp would be giving us how many increasing order we have found starting from whatever the start point, like initially it is 0. So now let's say we are also putting int k because we are finding the maximum value of k, right? So initially I have put this k equal to 0. Okay, so now you can check, you guys can check, let's say int value. So int temp value we will check here, int temp val is equal to math dot max of, so whatever value we have got here, so temp divided by 2, right? Temp divided by 2 comma math dot min of whatever is the consecutive increasing values we found here in temp, right? So we have to check either the half of this temp could make our answer, or if we take this temp and after these temps we will again call this util, right? That how many consecutives we have, we can visualize like this. Suppose this is 2 3 4 5, right? And 3 4 5. So in this case what would happen, on start equal to 0 we will call our util function. So this will give us 4, right? 2 3 4 and 5. So 4 total elements are increment, right? So temp would become, what would be our temp? Our temp would be 4 here, right? So this temp would be 4. Now divide by 2 could be the one answer, right? If we divide by 2, then this would be 2 answers, right? So because this 2 3 and 4 5 could be the one pair, but we want to maximize the k, right? So let's say this is 2, but there could be the another solution here is like if we consider these 4 elements, instead of dividing we can consider them 2 3 4 5, and then we will check here, we will start from here, the next checking would be here, next start plus temp, right? So we will check here 3 4 5, so this is giving us total 3, and here we found 4, right? So what could be the common k? Common k would be 3 only, so whoever is the minimum from this pair, so 3 4 5 and this 3 4 5, this can make the adjacent pair. So in this case k could be the 3 answer. So that is why what I am doing here is, first of all I'm getting the temp divided by 2, just like the way which we did here, we got k equal to 2 here, right? So we did that and we found the minimum value of this temp and the next call of this util, means after after the temp number of steps, we will call it start plus temps, right? So same way we are doing here. First we divide it by, and then we check this temp and the next set of the values. So 3 4 5, this is 3 values, so whoever is the minimum, that would be the k value, right? So that is why we are doing this. So we are taking this value into temp val, and then we are comparing this k, that hey, what is the max value with previous value, are we getting something bigger? And we are updating this start equal to start plus temp, because these many steps we have already found which are increasing, right? So then finally we are returning this case. So let me execute this code now. Yes, and yeah, it is working. So let me try to submit it. Only single traversal. So this is O of n solution. So thank you for watching this video, and if you guys have any concern, please make a comment over there. Thank you.